discovered by Gene Kelly, who saw me dance. On opening night, Gene was there. I was dancing a sphinx. And so it was quite spectacular and dramatic. I was sharing a dressing room with Helen Constantine, who was the wife of Eddie Constantine. And Eddie knew Gene Kelly and said, listen, Gene Kelly wants to meet you. He's about to do this film on jazz, on Gershwin's music, and he'd love to meet you. And I said, well, I don't know anything about jazz. I can't do that kind of dancing. He said, just meet him. So we met, and, well, you have to be courteous to somebody who asks you. I had no idea who Gene Kelly was. About 2 weeks later, I got a phone call saying, you've been picked out. MGM wants you. You're going in 3 days. And that was it. I lived in Culver City. I lived behind the electrical works because the salary we got was very, very small. I lived in a motel while I was doing An American in Paris, so there. I think it probably in the history of Hollywood, the first time. Months, 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 months. I would say 8 months if you consider the rehearsals and the after, the finished work. I did my own singing, but they didn't keep it. I did my own singing, but I arrived at MGM to do some retakes. At that time, I was already living in England, and I came to do some retakes, and I met Andre Previn in the streets of MGM, and he said, by the way, do you know you're dubbed? Dubbed? And so on. I was really disappointed. The singing was done by Marnie Nixon. Gene was, yes. Gene took care of me. He kept, Lester, show your face to the camera or your grandmother won't recognize you in this film. He was very dear. He was very sweet. He was a hard taskmaster, but he really looked after me. Vincent Minnelli was somebody who did the overall. He didn't fuss too much the actors. He would only say, do it again. But Gene is the one who would feel responsible to tell me a little bit about acting, because I had never opened my mouth in public. Gene did all the choreography. I don't know whose idea it was to have the background of all the great painters. I suspect that would be Minnelli, because Minnelli was a painter first and foremost, a stage designer. When we did the numbers, Gene had done the choreography, and he took hold of the camera. He placed the camera for all the numbers.